Hello, it's me. So I didn't do a lot of vlogging today. I didn't do any, actually. I didn't know if Joel wanted me to do vlogging today, so, and the kids and I just kind of had a relaxed day, took kind of the day off a little bit, and, just tried to get through today, because it's been a long week. Mommy is tired. I am so tired right now. So, I mean, just in general, not like right this moment, but I'm just tired and it's been a long week. So, we tried really hard to take it kind of easy and just play. And I'm not even kidding. Every time we played today, somebody got really injured. Like, heads got hit all day long today. Like, scary, needed ice kind of hits, and just like, should I call the doctor? I need to watch for a concussion. Like, I think every single child, every child got hit today, so that was kind of crazy. But so yeah, while we tried to be really engaged and play and stuff, we ended up just calling it a night by like, I think 4 o'clock when I wanted to make dinner, and I was like, let's put on a movie because we just can't keep getting hurt. I can't keep doing it. So it was just tough. So that's the kind of day we've had. But it wasn't all bad. It was fun. We got to take a walk and stuff. And the kids were super sweet and everything. So that was nice. But something keeps coming to my mind. I thought about the subject of marriage. It's hard. And I know a lot of people are really struggling within marriage or what their idea of marriage might be. They've separated or divorced or whatever, and I know marriage can look like a really, frivolous, whatever, it doesn't really matter kind of a thing, or it can look like, man, this is really hard work and maybe I'm not up for that. I feel sad that marriages are falling apart. I'm a resource person because I don't know how to do anything. I don't know how to be a mom. I don't know how to be married. I don't know how to do crafts. I don't know anything. I know how to log on to Pinterest. And I know how to read a book. And I know how to ask questions, even though they're not always the greatest questions. So I want to give you guys some of those tools. My first reference is always the Word of God, the Bible. I know that some of you might not be into that, and that's your prerogative. I think it's a huge thing to recognize that there's something so much bigger. That's just an uncomfortable thing to talk about because it's just a loaded question, isn't it? Or a loaded statement. Other outside books that are really useful, like A Woman After God's Own Heart. Ann Voskamp is an amazing writer, and her book 1,000 Gifts has just really taught me how to be grateful. I think her tagline is like, how to really live right where you are, or something like that. In the midst of things that just don't make sense and are really confusing, try to find your ground and be grateful. That was an amazing book for me. I think we go into marriage going, this is going to make me so happy and it's going to feel really good. When I think marriage and motherhood even are created more to stretch our own selves and our own characters far beyond what we're comfortable with and what we want. It's because it's hard. When we go into our marriages and we think like, this is gonna, it's gonna be great and I'm gonna be so happy because this person is really hot. They're so good looking. And that's my husband, sorry. And like, we're gonna have this beautiful life and we're gonna have this many kids and we're gonna live in this beautiful home. And then, you're in it and you find the speed bumps and the struggle and you realize it's way harder than you thought, and sometimes it's like that. Marriage is hard, and I think that it's great that it's hard because otherwise we wouldn't grow and we wouldn't stretch. And I always say in my head when Joel and I are at a crossroads, I always say, take the road of growth rather than the road of pride in my head. I don't actually know that I've ever shared that with Joel, but I know that he does it as well. I see it in him. He constantly chooses to grow rather than to choose to be prideful and just say, well, I'm right and you're wrong and blah, 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 blah. Conflict is made up of two selfish people. Because if there was one person that was like, I don't care, then there would really never be conflict, right? It would just be easy. Once we realize that, like, I am being selfish, I do have a part in this, and what is that part? And what does that part look like? And how can I change that so that I can grow and that maybe even my spouse can grow? I think that we as women, we have a place, and it's not just barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen, and it's not just in the workplace. We have a voice, and that voice should be gentle and loving, but we have a voice. And so if you feel like maybe you're being stepped on in your marriage and you don't have a voice, know that you do, and there's a right way to use that voice. I know you guys don't really hear me talk a lot, and when you do, it's just like little stuff on the side, so this might be really intense, but I just can't help but share it with you guys, because I just know that there's so much hurting in the world, and I want you guys to know that it's okay that there's hurting, but that there are tools to remedy that. Hurting is not unique. It's not special. Your type of hurting might be. I just never want somebody to feel like they can't share their hurts with people, or know that other people have had those same hurts, because people have, and they've written about it and used resources and conquered it. And Joel and I are very blessed. We have a really awesome marriage. That does not mean it's easy. That does not mean it's perfect. That does not mean we know what we're doing, because we are learning every step of the way. I think one of the reasons why it isn't as hard as it probably would be is because we have seen a lot of hard things through. We have not walked away from them. We knew from the very beginning divorce is not an option. When we said we're gonna stick this out, and it might be a little bit uncomfortable, but we knew we were meant to be, or whatever. We knew that we wanted to be together, and that our hearts were, joining together, and so we chose to walk through some really difficult moments. And then just within our marriage, as things have popped up within our marriage, we've walked through that, and we've held hands through that, even when we didn't want to hold hands, and we've kissed. That's one thing that they say to do. Kiss for 60 seconds a day, or 30 seconds a day. That is actually a tool. Physical touch and kissing. And sometimes I've had those moments where if I know I don't want to do something, I do it, just for the principle of the fact that if I don't want to do it, that's a problem, and I need to walk through that. And it is painful at times, and I have to really just die to myself and let go of my pride, but that's a big thing. So anyway, I'm giving you guys a lot right now in a very short amount of time, so there's so much more too. I just don't want to bore you guys, but I just want you to know that there are people out there that have lots of hurts, and there are tools, and there are resources, and there's support for you. And if you ever want to voice some of those, I think you can private message. But I could totally partner with you in praying for you, or send you in the right direction for tools or prayer, or books or anything. So, So anyway, I hope that this has been somewhat informative and helpful, and given you the warm fuzzies, and given you some things to take back to your home, to make it just a little bit more pleasant, or just add to what you're already doing, because a lot of you probably have really awesome marriages that aren't struggling right now. And just want you to know that I'm passionate about marriage. I think Joel and I I've been really blessed with a husband who's willing to walk through things. I know that not everybody has that, and not everybody has a wife who's willing to walk through things, but I want to just give props to my husband, who just really wants to walk through things with me, and he wants to look at me when I look like this, and he's really kind and loving, and so I do feel very blessed, and that does make it easier. And I know that not everybody has it that easy, but it doesn't mean that it's impossible. That's a lot of information. Anyway, I love you guys. You guys are so awesome and so supportive, and I hope you guys are doing well, and I will talk to you soon.